Breaking news now, and this can be considered a fallout of the Mahua Moitra cash for query scam. Now, all of this is going to be impacting the winter session, we are told, as the Lok Sabha Secretariat documents have been accessed by CNN News 18. What all are the curbs that have now been imposed? To take our viewers through it, we have our colleague Pallavi Ghosh, who's with us on the broadcast. Yes, Pallavi.
So basically, if you look at the details of the document, it essentially talks about two most important points which come across. One is regarding the login details. It makes it very, very clear that you cannot give in or share your login details. This is for the MPs, which is if you want to ask questions, you can do so online, but the password is password protected, and that password cannot be shared with anybody else. If you remember what happened in the case of Mahua Moitra, the allegation was that she had given her login details to a businessman based in Dubai. She had also made the point that there is no such rule in place. This notification from the Parliament Secretariat makes the point that yes, there is very much a rule in place. In case you want to share your password with someone in your office, you have to intimate the Parliament Secretariat. That's one point. Second important factor over here is a word of caution, which is once again being given to the members of Parliament, and a reminder to them that when you want to ask these questions, they have to be followed by the due procedure. So you ask these questions where the login is done by you personally. You don't tom-tom the question that you're asking. It's only when your question has been admitted by the speaker should you be speaking about it. And it's only when the answers are given on the floor of the House should you make the answers public. Essentially, the Parliament Secretariat is trying to ensure that there is no misuse of this privilege by any member of Parliament.
Pallavi, in your notice, how foolproof is this entire change really? When you say that the Member of Parliaments cannot go ahead and talk about the questions that they intend to ask before the Speaker really goes ahead and admits it, how does the Parliament really ensure that this doesn't happen?
Well, I mean, frankly speaking, a lot now remains on the Member of Parliament. They have to ensure that these rules are followed, that it is not misused. And I think, frankly speaking, after the controversy involving Mahua Moitra, I think most of the MPs are going to be doubly sure and to ensure that this privilege of theirs is not being misused. So that pressure will also be under them. And it's quite possible that the Speaker reiterates this. It's a detailed note which has been shared with the MPs where they have to be very, very reticent as far as the questions that they are asking, not to flaunt the questions, not to make it public, not to make the answers public. And most importantly, of course, the login details cannot be shared without the Parliament Secretariat being kept in the loop.
When you say login and passwords are only for the MPs, Pallavi, are they going to keep a track on it through the IP addresses? How does this process work?
Well, that's usually the way the process works, but it's only when, when the Mahua Moitra case came to limelight, only when, this entire complaint was made by Darshan Hiranandani based in Dubai that he had access to the login details. Till then, this is something which never came out in the open. Mahua Moitra, in her defense, has also made the point that there are many MPs who already share the login details with their own staff or with their own family. I think this fresh reminder notification makes the point that you're not even supposed to do that because your staff is being paid by the Parliament Secretariat. You have to inform the Secretariat who has access to your login details.
All right, Pallavi, thank you so much for all of those details there. So some action fallout of that entire cash for